Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at a story that really makes you stop and think.
It definitely does.
We're going, beyond the headlines into something, well, quite harrowing from Peru.
Yeah, it involves reality TV, ambition, and just a truly tragic end.
Exactly. It's the story that really blurs those lines. Imagine a game show, right? Where the big prize isn't cash.
Not just cash anyway.
Right, not just cash. It's the truth. Your deepest secrets basically put out there for everyone.
It's a high-stakes gamble, really, with deeply personal consequences.
And in this case, it led to an unthinkable real-world tragedy.
Absolutely. We're going to explore this story of a 19-year-old, her dream for a better life, and how it just collided head-on with this brutal public reality.
We've pulled together information from, various sources trying to piece together what happened and what became known as the game show murder. Our mission today is really to understand the context, the economics in Peru, the personal story of Ruth Thalia.
The game show itself.
Yeah, and the shocking events that happened after the camera stopped. So what does this all teach us about media, truth, desperation? Let's dive deep.
Okay, so to really get a handle on the motivations here, the desperation, we first need to look at Peru itself.
Right, Peru. West coast of South America, and on paper, incredibly rich in resources.
That's true. Globally #1 in silver, I believe.
Yeah, and high in copper, lead, zinc, oil, gas, and tourism too, right? The Amazon, Machu Picchu.
Absolutely, one of the new 7 wonders of the world. So it sounds prosperous.
It does, but that's the thing, isn't it? This wealth, it doesn't reach everyone.
Not at all. The statistics from around that time, they show a really stark wealth disparity.
How bad was it?
Well, the average annual income was only about $3,300.
Wow.
And even more telling, 13.7% of people lived in extreme poverty. That meant over half the population was earning less than, $275 a month.
$275 a month, that paints a very different picture.
It really does.
It's not just struggling, it's real hardship for a huge number of people.
Exactly. And that kind of economic reality, it creates this environment where people are looking for any way out,
Any opportunity for financial relief, no matter how risky.
which makes the idea of a game show promising, life-changing money almost irresistible.
Yeah, you can see the appeal. So against this backdrop, we have our central figure, Ruth Thalia Sayas Sánchez, 19 years old.
That's right, Ruth Thalia. She was the eldest daughter of Leoncio and Vilma, and she had a younger sister, Eva.
And where were they from?
Originally from a small province, Huancavelica, but they moved, like a lot of families, to Lima, the capital, looking for better opportunities.
Okay.
They settled in Vitarte, which is sort of a working-class suburb, and her parents worked as fruit vendors. Hard-working people.
And Ruth herself, what was she like?
People described her as really cheerful, always smiling, funny, made friends easily. Just a bright, well-liked young woman.
But also ambitious.
Incredibly hardworking and ambitious, yes. Her big dream was to open her own salon.
Okay, so she had plans.
Definitely. She was studying at university, working part-time in a call center, and she'd actually saved quite a bit.
How much?
Over $7,000 apparently, which is, a huge amount for her situation, all towards her business.
Wow. That's dedication.
It really was. Her whole mission was about improving things for herself and her family year by year.
So you can absolutely see why a game show offering quick cash would catch your eye.
Precisely. It fits perfectly with her drive, her ambition, and, the family's financial needs.
Which brings us to the show itself, the value of the truth.
El Valor de la Verdad. It was a Peruvian version of the Moment of Truth, that U.S. format.
Which was huge internationally, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Adopted in over a dozen countries. It launched in Peru mid-2012 and just took off.
So the premise was simple, but kind of brutal.
Very brutal. Contestants answer 21 questions, getting more personal, while hooked up to a lie detector.
A polygraph, which we should say its accuracy is, debatable scientifically.
Highly debatable, especially for legal matters. But for a game show, it created maximum drama. That was the point.
Right. Tell the truth, you win money. Lie, you lose everything.
Exactly. And the money accumulated. The final question was worth about $13,400.
A fortune, given the average income we talked about.
A life-changing amount for many people there.
And the catch, besides the polygraph.
You could stop any time and keep the money you'd won up to that point.
Oh.
But one detected lie, and poof, it was all gone.
And it wasn't just the machine, was it? The real pressure was the audience.
Oh, absolutely. The pre-interviews and tests determined the truth beforehand, supposedly. But the real ordeal was the live show.
Who was watching?
You had 3 close confidants, family, partners right there with you, a studio audience, and the entire country watching on TV, witnessing your deepest secrets come out.
Intense. And the host, Beto Ortiz. He wasn't exactly known for being gentle.
No, not at all. Beto Ortiz was a well-known journalist, 44 at the time, famous for digging into really tough subjects, street kids, gangs, sex work.
They called him the monster in the media, right?
They did. His job on the show was basically to probe, push, and get those secrets out. Relentless.
And Ruth Thalia was the very first contestant on the show.
The very first one aired, yeah. Which must have added even more pressure.
Did the producers know what they had with her?
Apparently, her background seemed kind of ordinary at first. But one producer, David Abanto, he just had a feeling there was more to her story.
And Ruth. How did she handle being on camera?
Surprisingly well, by all accounts. Confident, not shy. Beto Ortiz even said he thought she had the guts to go all the way.
Who did she bring with her for support? Or, well, to witness everything?
She brought her parents, Leoncio and Velma. And apparently they thought the questions would be, pretty tame, like favorite color stuff.
Oh, wow. They had no idea.
None at all. And she also brought her boyfriend, Brian Reyna. He was 20.
Brian, the moto taxi driver, what was his situation?
He'd had a tough background, too. Developed a stutter when he was young after an incident with his stepfather. His mom said he was kind-hearted.
But on the show, he seemed nervous.
Visibly anxious, yeah. His leg was shaking. He actually told Beto he was worried Ruth would admit to cheating on him.
And Beto's response?
Pretty dismissive. Just said something like, oh, it's just a game show, which is just chilling in hindsight.
So the game starts, and Ruth starts revealing things. What kind of things at first?
Well, personal stuff. She admitted she'd had a nose job, that she didn't like her body, even that she wished she'd been born with white skin.
Wow, deeply personal insecurities.
Laid bare for everyone. Then the questions got more pointed, testing loyalty.
Like what?
Like, would she leave Brian if a perfect man came along? And she just answered, I'm ready.
Oh boy. How did Brian react to that?
You could just see the shock. And her parents, too. Then she admitted being embarrassed sometimes by her parents' habits.
That must have stung.
Had to. But then came question 18. The real bombshell.
Okay, what was it?
First part, she admitted her call center job was a lie. She was actually working as a dancer in a nightclub.
That alone is a huge reveal to her family.
Huge. Shattering that image she'd built. But it didn't stop there.
There was more.
The next question, still technically question 18, I think, was even more explosive. Have you ever had sex with someone for money?
Oh my God.
You could see her family just pleading with her silently to stop. But Ruth answered, yes, I have.
How did she explain it?
She said she'd done it twice, at a really extreme financial need, but vowed she'd never do it again.
And that answer won her money.
Yes. That single answer earned her about $4,000 USD, equivalent to like 10 months' salary for a middle-class person in Peruvian then. The whole studio just went silent.
Just silence. What did Ruth do then? Did she keep going?
No, she chose to stop right there. She didn't go for the final question.
And she said something to her family?
Yeah, she told Beto, my family is the most beautiful and valuable thing to me. I'd love them. And Brian, I'm sorry you had to hear these things.
And Beto's sign off?
His famous line, truth is beautiful. It won't harm you no matter how painful. Which, I mean, the irony.
On camera, what was the immediate reaction? Hugs.
Ruth hugged her parents. They seemed, at least outwardly, to forgive her for the cameras. But Brian... He just looked numb, completely shell-shocked.
So that episode airs July 12th, 2012. Becomes a massive hit, #1 ratings.
Instant sensation. Everyone was talking about it.
But for Ruth and her family, it wasn't fame. It was a nightmare starting.
Absolutely. Life just spiraled. Her mother became really volatile emotionally, her dad distant.
And the wider family, relatives.
Relatives they hadn't heard from in years suddenly called, but only to condemn her, shame the whole family. Ruth basically became an outcast. Afraid to even leave her house.
That's awful.
She even told her mom at one point, maybe I should just leave this world. It's just heartbreaking to hear that.
And Brian, he was humiliated too, right?
Immensely. Felt betrayed, foolish. People mocked him on the street, on the bus. He ended up hiding too.
What did he do?
First, he tried to get money from the show, claiming his reputation was ruined. She told the media he couldn't forgive Ruth. But then, he dropped another bombshell.
What was that?
He claimed the show was staged, or at least his part in it. Said he and Ruth had already broken up before the taping.
Seriously?
Yeah, he claimed she asked him to pretend to be her boyfriend, promised him a cut of the winnings, said he didn't even really know what the show was about.
That really throws doubt on the whole value of the truth idea.
It does. And Ruth's sister, Eva, she kind of backed up part of it, saying Brian had been demanding money from Ruth after the show, thousands of dollars.
So there was this financial pressure, too. And things got worse.
Definitely. There were other incidents. Ruth's laptop got stolen, Brian was suspected. And one time, apparently drunk, he supposedly said to Ruth's family, "Do you know how sweet revenge is?"
Chillin'. Just chilling. So the tension is just building and building.
To an unbearable level.
Right.
And then, about 8 weeks after the show aired, September 11th, 2012, Ruth disappeared.
Just vanish.
Her parents woke up, she was gone. Completely out of character for her.
Did they know where she might have gone?
Her sister Eva found out from friends that Ruth got a call from Brian the night before. And she left with him.
Despite everything that had happened.
Yeah, which immediately made Brian the focus.
So her parents went to him?
Right away. Went to his house, pleading with him, asking where she was.
And Brian?
He was just calm, denied talking to her, denied knowing anything. Walked back inside, leaving them there.
What about the police?
The family felt the police response was slow. Maybe because they were working class. So they turned to the media.
The same media.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the station that aired Value the Truth refused to help. Most other big stations did too.
Unbelievable. What about Beto Ortiz's other show?
Open your eyes. They initially agreed to feature the story, but then they canceled the family's appearance, just dropped it.
It felt like she was being erased.
It really did. One station did cover it, but the headline was just horrific.
What did it say?
Something like, Ruth Thalia, the prostitute from The Value of the Truth.
Oh no, that's cruel.
Just piling on the pain for the family. Meanwhile, tips started coming in. Some were just scams, like a driver demanding money to lead her dad to a lookalike.
More heartbreak. But was there a real lead?
Yes, a crucial one. Someone came forward saying Brian paid him a small amount of money to basically watch for Ruth's bus arriving the night she disappeared.
Okay.
And this witness then saw Ruth get into a taxi with Brian and another man.
Another man. That contradicts Brian's story completely.
Absolutely. When the police confronted Brian with this, what did he say?
He claimed he was too drunk that night, couldn't remember anything, still denied everything.
Still denying. But the net was closing in. And then September 22nd, the worst possible news.
They found her.
Police found a woman's body, buried in a shallow pit, covered with rocks, concrete, in a Lima suburb.
And the location was significant.
Terribly significant. The land belonged to Reyna Leva, Brian's uncle.
The same uncle who was his lawyer against the TV show.
The very same one. The connection was immediate and horrifying.
Her father and sister rushed there.
Leoncio and Eva, only to be completely swarmed by reporters. Cameras everywhere, capturing their raw grief.
That's just vultures.
When they identified the body as Ruth, Leoncio just collapsed weeping.
Yeah.
And that moment, broadcast live across Peru.
Just awful. And the final irony.
The TV station that on The Value of the Truth, they didn't even report her death that day. Just silence.
So Brian was arrested, and he confessed.
Surprisingly easily, yes. He gave his version of events.
What did he claim happened?
So they met up on September 11th, drank wine, had sex. Then he claimed Ruth insulted him, called him poor, a stupid taxi driver.
And he snapped.
He claimed he just lost control, choked her for maybe 30 seconds in a rage.
Yeah.
Said he let go, realized she wasn't breathing, panicked.
Panicked and called his uncle.
Yes. Called Reyna Leva for help to dispose of the body on his property. Brian insisted it was an accident, a crime of passion.
But her family, they didn't buy that for a second.
Not at all. They were convinced it was planned. During the crime reenactment, Leoncio was so overcome he tried to throw a rock at Brian. The rage and grief were just palpable.
So the trial really came down to that distinction, crime of passion or premeditated murder.
Exactly. Big difference in sentencing. 10 years versus life.
And Brian's lawyer tried to blame the show.
Yeah, pointed the finger at Beto Ortiz and the producers, saying they escalated the conflict. Reyna Leva, the uncle, was also on trial for helping cover it up.
How long did the trial take?
Over a year. The verdict came on February 27th, 2014.
And the outcome?
Brian was found guilty. Premeditated murder, concealing a body, obstruction of justice.
To life in prison.
Life in prison for both Brian and his uncle, Reyna Leva.
And Beto Ortiz. Any consequences for him or the show?
Ortiz testified, denied responsibility, mentioned some feud with Brian's lawyer. The court didn't find him guilty of anything related to the crime.
And the show itself, The Value of the Truth.
It actually continued. They did a second season, though mostly with celebrities and politicians, not ordinary people like Ruth.
Wow. And the ratings.
Still incredibly high despite everything, which says something, doesn't it?
It really does. So Ruth's family is left with this immense loss. How have they coped?
Her mother, Vilma, was just devastated initially, sank into this deep despair. Their family band, which was a source of joy, just fell silent.
Completely understandable. How did she start to move forward?
It was actually Eva, the younger sister. She gently reminded her mom that Ruth wouldn't want to see her like that Ruth's choices, even on the show, came from a place of love, wanting to help them.
That's incredibly strong of Eva.
It really is. And it seemed to spark something in Vilma, a reason to keep going.
How does she remember Ruth now?
She carries Ruth's picture everywhere, talks to it every day, shares her life with her daughter as if she's still there. It's incredibly poignant, a testament to that enduring love.
So we've heard this whole harrowing story of Ruth Thalia. There's so many layers here.
There really are. This deep dive, it just lays bare that dangerous place where media sensationalism meets real human desperation.
Yeah.
Ruth's story isn't just, true crime. It's a chilling look at how making entertainment out of private lives, especially when fueled by poverty, can have these devastating final consequences.
Like, so you rethink the ethics of it all.
Absolutely. The boundaries of entertainment, the impact of that kind of public exposure.
And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If a show offered you a fortune, but you had to reveal everything, would you do it?
What's the real price of that truth? Not just for you, but for everyone around you.
It's a powerful reminder. Some truths, once they're out there, the echoes can be tragic, unintended.
Even when the original intention, like Ruth wanting to help her family, might have been pure, the consequences can be just devastating.
We really hope this deep dive gave you a different perspective, maybe sparked some new thoughts about this case. If you found the story compelling, maybe give us a like, share it with others who might be interested, and subscribe to the Horror Doc channel for more deep dives like this.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive. We appreciate you listening. We'll be back next time with another case.
Until then, take care of yourselves and keep learning.